My name is Zamir. I'm from Teach for Malaysia, and we're working on fixing the right and left brain in schools, just like Dr. Jamaluddin mentioned. My question is, first of all, I recognize that culture is very important, but before that, I'm scratching my head in terms of how do we select the right talent to begin with before you even get them in, so that you don't have to worry too much about culture. So this is a phase that we're going in through right now, from moving from a startup into a more...
From a Teach for Malaysia perspective?
Yep.
Okay.
Because we not only have to hire fellows to be teachers, but we have to hire good people to be in our staff anyway. So we're moving from a very passionate startup environment to a bit more professional organization that has to grow in the next 10 to 20 years if we want to tackle education at its roots.
Okay, so your question is, how do you identify these folks at the very beginning?
Correct.
Okay, just to put some background, I'm putting in Zamir founded Teach for Malaysia, I think about 2 years ago.
And Kieran, co-founded with Kieran.
Co-founded Kieran, oh sorry. I think they're doing a very noble thing, which is bringing very passionate and talented Malaysian graduates to teach in some of our less privileged schools around the country, particularly rural schools. And I think maybe addressing some of the issues behind sort of, why, things. So the question is, how do you identify them in the first place? Jamal?
I guess we should start from, like Stephen Covey said, begin with the end in mind. What we're trying to develop at the end, someone who can lead, again, with the context of talent being leaders, right? Can lead, who have the left brain, right brain, make good judgment on top of subject matter skill and so on and so forth, right? So we want to develop that. Everything else are proxy, because you don't know what's the future, actually. We don't know whether the same guy can be the best in the future. So the proxy that we use is, of course, from fresh graduate, or the results from the universities, right? What else can you tell? How else can you tell whether this guy has half the brain or not from the results? Then we look at also, we actually specifically look at their extracurricular activities. In fact, we have selected people with below academic results, preferably even better than with better academic results, because of the extracurricular. Now, that doesn't mean that all this will be really a guarantee they will be good leaders. But again, proxies, right? They are president of a certain club, they are active in sports. In other words, they have more human interaction and team interaction. So the odds are they are better off than people who don't have. Of course, then we have this assessment tests that we do called agility, right? In our industry especially, it's very important because things change so fast that someone with high agility, the odds of success are higher than the rest. At the end of the day, it's about probability. People that can good academic results to high, good extracurricular, and good agility. So those are the three things we look at. Of course, within that, there are leadership skills and and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah. Sorry, how do I identify them?
So my advice would be hire a personality, because you can teach them anything if you get the right personality. So when we're hiring, you talked about frontline customer service people, they fill out a form. We hire the smile. That's what we call it. It's called hire the smile. And when people come in, they fill out a form, but we actually have an audition. Because if they can't go out in the lobby and talk to a customer during an audition, they're never going to do it when they're working at the restaurant, if they're afraid of people or shy. So we do that. And after 20 years of being with McDonald's, when it comes to mid-management talent and interviewing people, I'm looking for personalities. I trust my subject matter experts are going to interview for whether or not they know their accounting or their development or whatever. I'm interviewing for whether or not that person's going to fit in the team. And so hire the personality. You can teach them anything.